All right, everybody, welcome in. And the first surprise or the good news for Team Eternal first, seems like Nightlight sorted out the issue on the internet there. Nightlight on the Nia, Bubuzavre, Zaka, and Sir Pickle going to be the dangerous roster. I don't think we need to talk too deeply about that one because everyone knows these names playing together for a long time now. Kixo is going to be the killer for Resonance. Has shown quite good mind games and very good mechanical skill in the 1v1 event, was able to keep some chases rather short. So let's see if he's able to do that with the first chase against Eternal here on the com tower. And we already spot the first survivor breaking the walls of the main building as well, preparing it for the mid part of the match. A wonderful corrupt intervention here on the top side. We have a portal towards the bottom side, so already setting up for a little bit of a mobility and research onto the map and trying to mind game around the entire log style here, and it actually kind of works, having the Adam in front of him now. Bubuzavre taking a very quick hit here, just 40 seconds into this game.
Oh, and they're right next to the shack, which is usually playable for the demo. He's going to have Bamboozle to help too. Kexo is in a great position right now, but Bubbo is going to immediately throw down that shack pallet. However, they're going to be zoned in the corner of the map. Now Bubbo only has some few pallets to work with. Kexo is also going to zone them away from those as well. They only have now a long wall, but Kexo is just doing the mind games back and forth. However, they're losing a little bit of time and a little bit of distance because of this. But Zaka, who's going to come in for a body block, is going to be found, and that's going to be another survivor aimed one really, really early. Kexo in a great position here. You know, they found 3 people at the start, and they're very much, you know, capitalizing on that, already injuring 2 survivors. We see the double vault coming from Bubbo, able to make it all the way back to that window even after the Bamboozle came through. Now only has this pallet gym to work with. Ooh, but Kexo goes for an ambitious shred that does not connect. That's going to give Bubbo a little bit of space and maybe even potentiality to get another body block through or over to another pallet. That's going to put Bubbo in a much safer position. And in the meantime, we see Zaka in the distance is healed by another teammate or maybe by an inner healing. But right now, we're going to be just playing around this filler. We see the drop come from Bubbo. Now it's going to be up to the mind game. Is it going to come through from Kexo? He goes for it. He goes for a 360. He's not going to land though. Bubbo now coming through, vaulting, ensuring that he doesn't get hit because of the body block from Zaka. Wonderfully played from Eternal Survivors here. And as we hear on our left right now, that is the generator. It's being worked on, and it's going to be very, very close to completion as we see Bubbo now make it all the way towards a jungle gym.
Yeah, the dangerous news for our killers, that is, was Zaka 2 times taking a body block here. So Nightlight and Sir Pickle were working on generators the entire time. Pickle now rotating over, taking a hit here, but Nightlight still on the generators there. We should see at least 2 of them being completed very soon. 1 is popping right there, 2 points for Eternal here. And we do see the resources being removed from the coal tower. That's good news for the mid part of the game, but we still need to make sure that Eternal isn't too quick here. Missing this shred just a few inches, unfortunate, and still the very strong jungle gym pallet being available here for our survivor. Back and forth now, a little bit too long on the mind games. They're not being able to get the down here. We do keep on with the chase, going towards this jungle gym over and over again, and this is the down now with the snowball over the window here. Nice down by
that
Gexo.
bitter murmur.
The already bitter murmur coming in clutch here. Nightlight is going to take an injury as well, and there's the next survivor also. So our killer here opting to go for a lot of pressure and trying to put as much
balanced landing though
as possible. This is going to be the balanced landing, and now with this exhaustion perk just triggering, you need to make sure that you're not overcommitting, because Bubuzavre is potentially not being down for long anymore.
Yeah, definitely. We saw Zaka in the distance working on a generator, and probably Sir Pickle heading over to get the pickup onto Bubbo and also complete that generator. Since there's a generator right here that's almost completed, we see Bubbo in the distance trying to run away, and Zaka right there trying to take a body block. Nightlight in the meantime is going to be able to get reset as Zaka comes through and takes this body block, or maybe they don't even need to. We've seen Bubbo play around this shack window really, really efficiently. Kexo will get the bamboozle on it, but if they try to go for any mind games, if they try to zone Bubbo away, they're not going to be able to because of the body block from Zaka. But it seems like he wasn't able to get there in time, and the head-on play was trying to come through. Zaka Zaka was in the locker, but Bubbo went for the door instead. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there, or maybe Zaka thought that the window was not blocked by Bamboozle, and because of that, Kexo will get it down, and now their first hook and their first 3 points in this matchup. While we see Eternal already at 4, and one more generator is very, very close to popping, and I believe Nightlight and Pickle are working on another one close to completion as well.
Yeah, the completion of the generators could be a problem here because we have seen these two, and there were always at least 2 survivors that were not too busy here. They have taken a reset, but the pressure on the generators should be there. We see one of them being here on the left side. A filler pallet still available next to the TNL here, and our survivor just holding W, trying to take the most out of this resource, and our killer not going for the tunnel strategy here, realizing that the time is ticking against them and that Eternal has a good control over the generators, so it's the better choice to go for the fresh hooks here and take as many points as possible. Nia now rotating over towards this tile over here with the seawall pallet, and actually no, Nightlight just holding W. Good decision here, is able to take a lot of distance and therefore a ton of time from the killer here, switching over to this tile over here. We remember the ambitious threat earlier. Hopefully our killer learned a little bit from it, knowing that Eternal survivors are not going for the straight line, and it's not that easy to catch them here. It's going to be a nice dodge from Nightlight here, last second, just a few inches off, but that still means that our survivor can go on sacrificing this pallet here, but no injury just yet. 2 generators,
and the tree blocks it too!
Another nice dodge here around the tree. Really good work.
The fake!
No, he is faking to go around and then using the window. What a move by Nightlight.
Even this again! This makes it so much higher!
Able to get him. This is so unlucky for a killer. The clock is ticking, and I'm so sure that generator 4 and 5 are on the way, not hitting this one either. 8 shreds not hitting Nightlight. It's impossible to hit the known survivor. Former Team Agony now on Eternal here, running behind the main building as well. That's such a strong tile here. That's still in the cold tower, available with the strong windows here. Going upstairs again, that's going to be the potential balanced landing play here once again. So a lot of distance coming out and time, and I'm pretty sure with the body block now, this will be endgame.
Yeah, we see the flashlight blind as well, trying to get Kexo off the trail of Nightlight, trying to take the aggro is Sir Pickle here. Kexo getting caught up on the geometry. That's going to give a lot of distance to Sir Pickle, and now Kexo is back to square one, not even with an injured survivor, just one that is healthy. And also, we saw the slow fall right there. That's going to cost Sir Pickle some distance, but probably doing that to save a potential life. Going around this locker, I was expecting the head-on, honestly, seeing that from Zaka earlier, but the adrenaline play will come through. The last generator is popped. We see Sir Pickle get a lot of distance, but the Noed is something that is up Kexo's sleeve, and the Bitter Murmur reveals where all the survivors are. We know Zaka is also nearby. This could be a potential snowball effect, but the survivors should know where the Noed is as well, as we see Sir Pickle going down right next to it. The aura should be revealed, and Kexo is now in a dangerous position. However, right next to that totem is a hook, and now Kexo is very, very safe in securing at least 1 death in this matchup, getting potentially 4 stages. However, the survivors get too ambitious. This could turn into more.
Yeah, now they need to make the difficult decision. We know that Eternal sometimes loves to come back, but I hope, I was about to say, I hope that they are really, really careful here with the Noah totem right next to these survivors. So, good news for Resonance. It's an entire fresh hook here in the end. That's a 10-point swing, 7 for the elimination, 3 for the denied escape, basically. But 4 stages against the Eternal Survivor team is still going to be rough, because we do know that Zaka is coming in. Zaka is one of the best killer players when it comes down to the mechanical skill, and Demogorgon needs a lot of that. Also 4 stages means that Zaka can be quite aggressive, just collecting these 4 stages across the team, and due to the fact that we hand out 3 instead of 2 points for the first hook stage, you can also force the win condition that way. So Zaka must feel really confident here. 4 stages, a very, very great start for Team Eternal, and that's definitely going to be something they will carry over into the second trial here. We'll see how Resonance is responding to this. They definitely need to have a perfect early game, and they need to split up perfectly on the generators if they want to make a turn here for the outcome. We will see if they are able to do that, and we will see you again after a very short break. All right, quick adjustment on the offering. We are now spawning together and far away. That one was missing beforehand. Snow, Chaser Scared, Mystic, and Teardo now with a penalty down to 8 points on Resonance Eternal with 18 coming in very, very strong here. And now Zaka feeling even more confident, very likely. We're going to hear about that in a second. We need to talk about Zaka once again here. His Demogorgon, not only a confident one, and we are already in here. So good day. You have some info for us on the win condition.
Yeah, one thing that I wanted to bring up especially is that Eternal coming here on the killer, they have a point advantage. Even before the penalty, they had a win advantage on the survivor side, the point advantage. When normally, we always see the killer having the point advantage after a round. That's because of the score being skewed towards killers. But now, as we're getting this very early chase, Zaka is in a position where Resonance really needs to play a perfect game, and Turdug starting this chase with an early hit is not exactly what you want, but you are in the corrupted gens, you do have a strong tile, so you have the potential to try and run Zaka for as long as possible. That Bamboozle is going to cut it down by just a little bit, though. We're going to see the pallet drop immediately. Turdug trying to probably to get a body block here. They desperately need one right now. They're going to be able to make this window, but not be able to make the window because of Bamboozle. I was going to say, however, even if they were able to, that breakable wall was already broken by Zaka earlier. Still has this 4 lane, but Zaka is just going to go around it and not able to get the hit, however, and now Turdug is going to be able to chase for a little bit longer. They're playing around this 4 lane. They are a little bit safe, but Zaka going for some odds mind games. They will be able to land it, and this is one of the few stages only that you can allow for your survivor team. So right now, the gens need to be done, and with Chaser Scared being found out, trying to go for a body block probably is not going to be what you want right now. An injure and a survivor off, not working on generator, is exactly what you don't need right now. Zaka is going to get 3 points onto the board, making their total 21 before we see Resonance even get a single generator done.
Yeah, talking about the Oddstava mind games, get this man into comp, because it seems to work here, at least for Resonance in the first seconds of this game here. We talked about it a little bit. You usually want to have a perfect early game for the best split on the generators and put the pressure back on the shoulders of the killer if you are facing a difficult win condition around 3 stages, as our survivors do at the moment. And this is not the start you are looking for. They do get a generator, but Zaka would be able to just confirm the kill here and then get another stage to even secure the win. However, he's not doing it. We know how confident Zaka is, so he will try to go for the best result as possible, because also Zaka playing straight again after this one on the Cenobite, so you want to bring yourself up with the best performance. Yeah, started very nicely. Good mind game here onto Mystic as well, going to get the M1 and now chasing down the survivor around this tile here. Nice patience into the Bamboozle, very nice. And now the shred able to put Mystic down. While Teardo is on the hook still, second stage over there, so this means Mystic is the third one. That means from now on, nothing can happen on the side of Resonance. They need 4 generators and the escape, otherwise we are in a difficult situation here.
Yeah, losing this Demogorgon round is exactly what you don't want if you're Resonance, because going into that Cenobite round, you're going to have to play even more consistently, and against a team that has some great plays as the mind games that we've been seeing, without being caught out of position, Zaka is going to be a very, very dominant force, and being caught in a position like Turdug just was, that's going to mean that you're going to have even a harder time into these chases. And with that mind game, the 360, the casual 360 that we see in every one of these chases that killers will pull out now, that is going to catch them a little bit off guard, make them lose a little bit of distance, but not enough to get hit right now. They're still safe, and a body block is coming through soon, but Snow is going to be hit with that force penance, meaning they're not going to be able to heal for around 90 seconds. As we see now, Turdug is running towards this tile here, the ornament tiles that we've seen spawn on the Macmillan now, as a generator is being worked on closely as well. Chaser Scared, the only survivor who is healthy, is the only one who could potentially go in for a body block right now, but are they close? That's the question. It doesn't seem like they're close enough, but Zaka gets it down into Turdug, and unless there's a flashlight save, I'm gonna say this is all she wrote for Resonance right now.
Yeah, if there would be a flashlight save, we could put that under gaining a little bit of motivation mindset back here and showing that they could choose Eternal in the second set, because I believe this is the confirmation that Eternal is taking the first set point here. 4 stages, this is what we had previously, but there is the penalty for the missing offering. So Eternal taking the first set point, and now it comes down to the question who can prepare a little bit better for the upcoming set here. Zaka will obviously try to 4K this, take the confidence to just smash it with the Cenobite again, and for our survivors it's difficult to prove themselves that they can deal with difficult situations. There was a very nice fake here on the filler pallet, making sure that Zaka would hesitate and make another turn. But now we are on the TNL, not the safest one, especially when a Bamboozle is coming in, double vault here into throwing off the survivor, and then not going for the shred attack, just keeping it safe and making sure that Mystic is going down here. We do see 80% on a generator in main, next to that another one, so they are efficient and they are having a good coordination here. Unfortunately a little bit too late, and I feel like the early game costed them the most.
Yeah, definitely. Now, however, they're still going to have a lot of insane gen pressure. We see a phasing Demogorgon as well. He's not actually on there. He's probably on Chaser Scared, as we see them running off their generator. And we see Snow heading back towards that hook, but they're going to be interrupted by the Demogorgon as Zaka is already upstairs. Snow, however, was able to get away thanks to that balanced landing, and now Zaka is placing a portal up here to try and keep that gen from popping. Mystic will be saved in the meantime by Snow, but Zaka also going to have pressure onto Chaser Scared, who is around this area. We see the scratch marks on the left, but Zaka's not going to pay attention to those, instead paying attention to the generator. He thinks someone's around here, but if he was looking on the left side of the screen, he would have seen that Chaser Scared has already left and now sees more faded ones as well. Just going to place that portal and then teleport upstairs to get some more information on where exactly the survivors are. But if I'm the survivors in this situation, I would definitely be healing across the map.
Healing across the map might be the best idea for Resonance at the moment. They do get another generator over there. We do catch Serena, however, the healthy sort of here on the top right side. Shred attack coming out, and now we do see the reset in the distance, but this is giving the information to Zaka that he can chill on the generators here. There's not much progress going on because the survivors are busy with resetting each other. Zaka still checking, making sure that they are not potentially hiding or pulling something cheeky here, maybe a reset in the main building, but we do see them far away on the bottom right side. Ace just walking, trying to find the best moment to get back towards the top side, calling out where Zaka currently is. A portal is set in the mid map, and it's going to be now the decision for Zaka. How much do you want to guard the 3-gen on the top side? I think he saw someone, if I'm not mistaken, or at least he believes that he saw one. Not entirely sure, but seems like the survivor vanished. If there was someone over here, we do see 2 of them healing, and Ace still lurking around here on the top side. I like this split between careful reset on Resonance side and scouting the map a little bit, potentially being a little bit more aggressive on the objectives, because that is what Resonance needs here. So let's see, but Ace unfortunately caught out by Zaka, who's just coming from the back of the main building here. That should be a shred attack here. Nice patience there by Zaka as well, not just going for the window too quickly, now trying to cut off the survivor or the other 2 that are rotating towards the hillside here, giving the generator
so
that was so close. Good one here. I didn't think that would work, but even the Zarina seems to be quite shocked and taking the M1 right after it. So also running towards the top side now. That is not where you want to be right now.
Yeah, definitely not. The Zarina will also take it down as well near this top side. That's going to mean Zaka is going to be able to have a hook inside of the 3-gen that has spawned here. There has been some aggression on these gens as well, since Zaka was able to kick them long ago. In the meantime, however, Mystic, the Ace, will get reset on probably the top side of the map as Zaka gets a back hook on the main building. We've seen this hook used again and again in comp. It is so strong at ensuring that this 3-gen specifically is kept for the rest of the game. Mystic, you see nearby, trying to play aggressively on these objectives once again, but we've seen Mystic be found out because of that, and again they'll be found out. Zaka now in a powerful position to get another survivor injured. However, this could also be a tactic from Resonance to try and bait the killer's attention, as in the distance we see Chaser Scared getting the unhook, and that should mean 2 survivors at least can start working on those gens, and Zaka now recognizing that is going to return immediately back towards where the hook just got saved, and Chaser Scared potentially needs to be healed right now, or at least out of this area if they want to be safe. Zaka is going to be trying to look for their trail, but it seems like they're going to be going unnoticed. We do see, however, the Survivor did tap this generator. It stopped progressing. That's going to mean Zaka is going to be able to look for another Survivor, and Snow stayed nearby. That's going to be a very, very hard position for them to try to get out of. However, they do make the window now into the filler as well. Zaka is going to have to chase the Survivor out of the area. However, he does have knowledge on where all the Survivors are. Mystic is injured on the right side. Chaser Scared is injured behind Zaka on this Ornament tile, and Snow is right in front of him. The Firecrackers go down for celebration. That wastes a little bit of Zaka's time, but they're not going to be able to make it far away because Zaka is going to zone them back towards these generators. But ooh, a nice vault right into the killer, but it is it was unsuspected from Zaka. That's going to waste a little bit more time, but now finally should go down in the comp corner. I heckin' love the comp corner, but the Meg doesn't. She's going to be able to get a dodge and a whiff, wasting even more time. Such juicing from Meg.
Zaka got juiced! Forfeit now. They're going to hit the generator here as well. We do see them in the distance. They are so celebrating for their teammate that they even fail a skill check out of celebration. They're in the distance. Zaka now checking on the other generators here. Very good game by Zaka so far. Obviously, we're joking about the comp corner. They're really, really dominant on the coal tower here, making sure that Resonance has not really space to breathe and not really room to pull anything. Still 2 survivors injured here, so they need to be really, really careful, and Zaka already spotting one of them going after them here. So making sure that these 2 that just healed won't make it very far. Very nice snipe onto our Mac, and that should be that far for AC, even though he's using the life. Just a quick double down here behind the main building. Mystic and Snow will be back on the hook very, very soon here. So that this was scared. Zaka wouldn't need to worry about a hatch escape point-wise and set point-wise. However, I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, never mind. I was about to say I wouldn't be surprised. Oh, it did actually hit. What a hit here. Very nice. I was just about to say I would. Yeah, I was just about to say I wouldn't be surprised if Zaka is trying to find them to finish it with the 4K, but Resonance is doing the job for Zaka. So it's a quick finisher here, and that's an impressive result. And I'm very sorry, you will remember my prediction here, but looking how Eternal is playing today, absolutely on point. I really, really think Resonance needs to spice up their performance by 500 if they want to pull set number 2 here.
Yeah, and Snow not going to go down without a fight. Is attempting to crawl away. They are a fresh hook, which would mean that if this point mattered right now, that would be a -1 point. But Eternal has already won this set 39-14 right now. Only potentially will be able to get 7 more points, making it 45-14. However, Snow could still get an escape and get some more points on the board for Resonance, and Zaka still needs to find exactly where they are. We know that they're on the edge map to our right next to this gate, and Zaka now knows that too. The hook will come through, and that will be the finish this match, and officially Eternal winning this set. Now going into the next set, we are going to see a Cenobite, and we don't know if we're going to see the same roster, but I would imagine we would, as Sasaka is a very, very well-known killer and is very, very dangerous on these M1s especially. Even on the M2s, Zaka is very, very good. Just all around a very, very good killer player here in the scene. And Resonance, if they want to pick themselves up by their bootstraps and win a set off of Eternal, they're going to have to do it now, and they're going to have to do it proud, because right now we're going to be resetting and going into that Cenobite round after a very short break.
Let's see if Resonance can find a good response to the dominant Eternal, which we've seen in set number 1. Theodore, Mystic, Chase or Scared, and Snow heading in the Ruckus yard against Zaka Cenobite. And just seeing the Demogorgon and how perfect Zaka plays on the mechanical killers. It's a dangerous one with the Cenobite, because that's all about decision making and a good precise aim to potentially pull the survivors back to them. Here we go. Ace, dangerous Ace, just walking, checking out what's going on together with the other survivors here. Nobody wants to run or be caught too early.
Oh no!
And we know that's just game sense of the gods here, spotting the first survivor almost instantly, then potentially missing the chain because he was so surprised that someone was waiting over there. But very, very nice for Zaka here. He is potentially looking for the box, while checking
Ooh,
on the
missed another
survivor
chain.
here. Second chain, however, not connecting. So our survivors have a little bit of a space here and take a little bit of time from Eternal's killer. So far, it's not the worst one, and they found the box before Zaka as well. That's usually what the killer wants to do first. So this one looks like a really decent start for Resonance.
No, yeah, definitely. One thing that I want to mention, however, is Zaka missing these chains has wasted a lot of time in this early game, and not being able to interrupt that box and not able to be able to get the injure onto Mystic just yet is going to mean a lot of time is wasted, and Zaka tries to go for a prediction on that chain, but we see Mystic immediately dodging to the left as Zaka went to the right, and now is going to get the Lithoff to waste even more time. Resonance is starting off strong in this match, way better than they were in the Demogorgon set, but the first M1 is still going to come through. However, the survivors should have had plenty time to start working on those generators, and as we see Mystic making this Shack pallet, that's going to mean that there's a lot more time that is going to go on in this chase as well. We see the first gen popping as well, which is going to put them in a great position as well. Zaka is going to try and leave and find the person who's working on the gen, but that's just going to waste a little bit of time. We see the Scorchmores in the distance, but it's too much distance for Zaka to commit to that chase, and now has to find Mystic once again. That's going to give Mystic a lot of distance, but they do finally run into Tear Dog. They go for the vault, but that's not going to get rid of their chains, so the M1 still is going to come through. Zaka now in a great position to get it down onto Tear Dog. However, if a body butt comes through, this would be great for Resonance, but it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to make it. Zaka, however, breaks that last chain, meaning they're not going to be able to get the M1. Zaka now going for an odds mind game, but we see Tear Dog just staying at this pallet. Ooh, and the chains will come through, but it's not going to be enough. They're going to be able to make another pallet vault as another gen pops in the distance. I was going to say they're going to be able to make another pallet vault, but they don't even go for it. Instead, waiting at there, and now Zaka is going to break these gens once again, but Tear Dog not going to be able to make anything this time and will go down. It's going to be the first down of the game, but 2 gens have already popped.
Very, very good work by Resonance this time. Way quicker with these generators and trying to make sure that the progression is coming in here. 2 of them in exchange for just 1 hook stage and potentially more, using the chain here to check on the map a little bit and find out where the survivors are located. Rotating over towards this side, we do have kind of a 3-gen triangle over here that is something Zaka could make work if he decides to go back there. Now working around the shack here, trying to go for the next one and hitting the Zarina there. That was a really, really beautiful one here onto this survivor. Now committing to it, not opting to push the survivor into the second stage there, wants to go for the fresh hooks instead. Makes a lot of sense also with the no way out that Zaka brought for the end game here. It's going to be the injury. 3 survivors of them at the moment. The only one who can feel kind of safe is Snow at this point, and Zarina's holding W away from the killer, trying to waste as much time as possible. Going to take the chain here. Zaka mind gaming once again, back and forth here, trying to test the patience of our survivor. And that's going to be the dropped pallet into the down here, because it's just the snowballed by our Zarina here. So quick second down by Zaka. The survivors have a longer time to heal if they decide to go for it due to the sloppy butchers. So a confident pick here by Zaka that is going to reward him in the middle game, because a generator completed, but still all of them injured, and we have seen how Zaka punished risks in the previous trial, so Resonance should be careful here.
Yeah, definitely with all of them injured, it's going to be a very, very hard to play. But Snow, being the one to chase, is actually what you want. Zaka is going to be wasting time against Snow, as we see an injured survivor now can safely get that unhook. And Snow seems to have left this tile completely, leaving Zaka at a loss. Only has this generator pop. Now, no value out of that chase except for the generator pop. And now someone's working on the box, but they're going to get interrupted. Mystic is hit by the chain across town. And now Zaka has a great opportunity to get down onto Mystic and get the box as well. Oh, and the mind game not being able to hear the terror radius from Zaka, that's going to mean that that's going to be a quick down. Now he knows where everybody is, and they're all going to be harassed by his chain hunt, as Mystic will take another down. That's going to be another 2 points for Zaka in this situation, and the survivors, or no, rather 3 points, as Mystic is a fresh hook, and the survivors being unable to work on those generators until they find the box once again.
Yeah, now it's going to be one of these matches where it's really on edge here. Whoever makes the next mistake is going to be in a difficult spot here, and this is an injury. Now we have 4 survivors being injured. One of them is on the hook on top of that, so they need to be really, really careful. If Resonance is too confident here and taking too much risk, this could end in an entire snowball for Zaka. And oh, this chain miss was huge. That's going to cost a lot of time. Zaka has to rotate to the right side now, trying to cut off the survivor, but that's not going to be that Zaka expected here, but now able to catch the ace. A little bit mind game, a little bit of chain is going to secure the down here, but the other survivor made it out of the area. No adrenaline here, but we are in the end game, and 3 stages, good day, is not what I expected from Resonance. I don't mean this in a mean way, I mean it positively, because they are really, really surprising us here, but it is going to be a second down coming out. No Way Out has 3 stacks due to Zaka collecting the fresh hooks during the trial, so Zaka still has a lot going for him, but this could be anything besides between a 4K and potentially 4 or 5 stages if they go for crazy saves here. So I don't really know what to predict, but whoever makes the next mistake is potentially wasting a lot of points here.
Yeah, one thing I want to mention as well is everybody is going to be broken until those exit gates are open, thanks to that new perk from Wesker. I believe it's Awakened Awareness. Oh no, Awakened Awareness is the one on the pickup. I forget which one specifically is the one that makes them broken, but after those exit gates are open, they're still going to be broken for another 30 seconds, and before they're open, Zaka is going to have free reign. Everybody's going to be inside down. It's essentially a second Noah that they can't cleanse here. This is going to be a great position for Zaka to be in. However, Mystic in the meantime is going to get picked up. Snow probably going to get saved as well, and Turdug right now doing a great job at just keeping this chase up, or I believe that was Chaser Scared actually rather, but Zaka now going to give up on the chase and return back to the hook, trying to confirm some more stages that the survivors are going to be working on the box. We see Mystic and Turdug nearby. They were trying to go for the save, but Zaka is going to interrupt them. That means Snow is going to hit that second stage more than likely. Zaka trying to go for the chain, but he's not going to actually commit to it, instead canceling it to try and mind game the survivor. Now going to connect it just barely onto the foot of Mystic and should get the down. Now because of that, Mystic is going to be on the floor once again. However, Turdug and Chaser Skirt are going to be able to get the save because of that, but Zaka is going to try and interrupt with the chain, but it doesn't go through. It's not in time. That means that the chains are instantly going to be broken by Snow, and now Turdug and Snow are going to be able to make a lot of distance. However, No Way Out just went out, and we know the doors are open as we see the survivors are still broken, so there's still a lot of time for Zaka to get more points and more downs back to back. This is going to be a very, very intense in-game as Turdug is now going to be picked up. Mystic still on the floor. They need to get Mystic off the floor as soon as possible, and that seems like that's exactly what's going to happen. We see Snow going for that as we see in the distance Chaser Skirt also opening up an exit gate. They're trying to go in for the save, but Zaka is trying to zone them away from it as well. Going on to the hill, trying to find another survivor. They find Snow out in the open, but Zaka doesn't want to go for them. They're not worth the most points right now. They need to find somebody who is either on their second hook or fresh hook. I don't think we have anyone remaining on their fresh hook. Yeah, only Mystic and Chaser Scared are on their second hook, so that's what Zaka's main target's going to try to be, and Chaser Scared is going directly for this hook onto Turdug. They're going to be able to get the save, and Zaka is nowhere near around, but Mystic is also nearby, and that is going to be essentially the same result as getting Turdug. So Mystic going down now, that's going to be a huge point swing. However, this should still be a 3-man out as we see Snow leave the trial.
Come with me.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate endgame here a little bit with Mystic staying in the trial, but the good news is that you made such a turn on the result that you are now able to, you are handing over 2 more stages here, which is going to be 8 overall, but at least you are with 3 people out of the door here, which is a very, very great response by Resonance. We talked about it, how it's needed to put pressure back onto Eternal if they want to pull the surprise here, and they were definitely able to do something like that. So really, really good work by them. And now it's going to be the question for Eternal, how they can pull up on the survivor side here. We know that they are doing a really, really good job when it comes to efficient split across the generators, but let's see what they are putting up here. They have a little bit of a lead here. As we talked about it, the killer usually has that, but it's way smaller this time. So it's time to find out if Eternal has a good response here and smashing it in Trial 4, or if Resonance is potentially able to push us into the tiebreaker. Let's find out, ladies and gentlemen, and we are back for you straight after a short break. Hello everybody, trial number 4. Do we need a tiebreaker for Eternal and Resonance? That's the question here. 20 for Eternal, 14 for Resonance after a 3-man escape with a quite chaotic endgame. The win condition is okay for Eternal, but they still need to get some escapes as well. Zaka, Bubuzavre, Nightlight, and Sir Pickle coming out. A dangerous roster here once again, facing Kexo here, the killer from Team Resonance. Let's find out what the Ruckus Yard has for this match. Do we really need set number 3, or will we be fine? There's going to be a corrupt intervention and a very horrible split of this track.
Oh, the box!
There's someone saying thank you to the RNG, but he instantly gets rewarded for this behavior. Was kind on the spawn logic there, and has provided the chain hunt early on. So good move here by our killer, spotting 2 survivors. One is in the distance in the corrupted area. That's not the survivor you want to go for. You rather chase someone in the active generator, and that's going to be Bubuzavre.
Oh, Bubba's gonna get an early hit
at the beginning of the game, and that's going to be the injury early on. So Resonance, same as on the survivor team, they are picking up well on the killer side. This looks really good so far.
Yeah, and now we see Zaka also being interrupted. They're not going to be able to make anything here. That's going to be another early hit. Kexo is going to start off in a very, very strong position. We see Bubble also in the distance working on that generator that's very close to where this chase is. Ooh, the chain hunt will come through. That's going to delay them by even longer. This could be a first hit unless the pallet is on this side, in which it is. Zaka now going to be able to make the window. Is that live, though? That's the question. It doesn't seem like it. However, Nightlight is nearby. This could be a 3rd injury and a lot of spread pressure. However, Zaka is also just going to take the aggro. Ooh, Kexo still able to get the hit on that in distance. However, we hear Sir Pickle working on that box, getting it out of the game early. Now, we don't have that chain hunt passively slowing down these survivors. It's only going to rely on Kexo's game mechanics right now, and it will come through, getting the down even earlier than we saw previously on to Zaka. This is going to be a great position for them to be in. However, choosing to bring Sloppy Butcher here is kind of a unique play, I think. Keeping the survivors injured just a little bit longer, but also Kexo is going to have to play on a lot of hit and run playstyles, which we normally don't see being that good in comp. I think maybe something like a Scourge Hook, what's it called? Gift of Pain might have been a better play than the Sloppy Butcher hero. However, you know, the players definitely know it better than I, and Zaka is going to be saved in the meantime as I was rambling about that. But the Fun Bus pallet will go down in the blind to get Kexo off the trail of Zaka will come through, but it's not going to be enough. Kexo immediately going to pick up on the trail of Zaka once again now at this pallet gym. They're not going to play it. However, Kexo is going to find them out in the open. They're not going to be able to make much distance. This shouldn't mean that they're able to make a pallet. Instead, only this jungle gym. Ooh, but just barely. They will make a pallet, in fact, and Zaka is going to be able to get away. Kexo knows this, so now going for Sir Pickle, which is going to be a free injury, and Bubbo is also going to be nearby. That Sloppy Butcher, however, is going to prevent them from being able to heal close to the killer, and now I think we see Bubbo trying to take the aggro. That's going to be a quick and quiet, but is it the live? That's the question. I don't think it, I do think it was, however, but Zaka is going to be on this side of the garbage truck. Kexo is trying to zone them away, trying to interrupt them, but they need to land a chain, and they're going to miss one. That's going to be huge for the survivors. That's going to waste a little bit more time, but Bubbo is caught out of position because he was trying to go in for a body block, and Kexo is going to get an injury because of that. Now Zaka is still zoned in the corner of the map. This is going to be a great position for him to find himself in, and he's going to be able to get the chain as well, and now gets the deep wound as well. Sir Pickle in the distance once again going to be cleansing that box, but Kexo should be able to get it down here. The 50-50 is going to come through. Is he going to vault? No, Kexo goes down too early, but he does vault without Kexo even going up. That's going to result in a very, very fast down because of the stagger and because of Kexo already being ahead. That down is going to happen in the corner, however, so maybe some body blocks could come through and a huge play, but no, the hook is still right here, and Kexo is going to get another 2 points, starting off this match really strong for Resonance here.
Yeah, it's such a stress for the killer, right? You have Survivor pinpointed in the corner there, and in the back, Bubuzavre coming again and again here. The good news is that due to the split injuries across the team, Eternal had to take quite some time to go for the resets here. So I was a little bit worried about the pick of the Sloppy Butcher, because it's usually a very confident pick. Need to injure a lot of across the board, and against Eternal this can be rather difficult, but it seems like Kexo is able to do exactly that and doing a good job so far. Zaka is also close to elimination here, and we would see a 3v1 scenario, and I really hope for Team Eternal that it's not... Oh, nice one there behind the tree, but it's going to be difficult, right? Because for Eternal, you really don't want to be in this scenario with 4 generators remaining. But if we remember how the mid game went, a lot of survivors were involved in this body blocking, in this hit taking, and therefore also in the longer healing times from the sloppy Butcher. Are they able to go for the double save? They are able to do that. Zaka going off the hook here. That's a really, really nice body block here as well. Trying to go for the chain
too. Energen
in, or the panic that is applying. Generator applying, and now you really need Zaka, otherwise you need to adjust your strategy over to get the fresh hooks to take care of your no way out and about the extra point here. So this down onto Zaka needs to come in rather quickly, but this pallet here is broken. You need to break it first, because otherwise it's way too long of a loop here. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if
he misses the chain!
Non-injured survivor, Nightlight also Pickle, I'm moving in very, very soon here. Another miss coming out, working around this pallet. The shack is not far away as well.
Misses again!
This one missing another chain. We can now see the pressure on the shoulders of Resonance Killer here. Zaka holding him on a run for way too long, and now the lacking generator efficiency on the team Eternal for all the resets is going to be picked up again. So even if Zaka is removed from the trial, we should see a lot of objectives being completed.
Serpico takes the chain! Serpico is able to interrupt the chain from Kexo, who was trying to get it onto Zaka, and because of that, that's going to allow Zaka to get a little bit more distance, and Serpico is going to be able to position himself right behind Zaka as well. Kexo has to go for the M1 onto the Claudette here, tries to go around the tree, but it's not going to be enough. In the distance, another Jin pops, and now Zaka is at a jungle gem, some tile that is going to be very, very hard for Kexo to try and get a hit. There is a potential chain that could be landed to allow him to do so, but it seems like Zaka is going to make that pallet before he's able to get that. Now Kexo has to play around this jungle gem, and I think that is too big of a task for Kexo to get the down in a meaningful time before another generator pops, and even a third one could come through here very, very shortly. Eternal is in such a great spot, and Zaka is really picking up the speed, allowing their team to get these generators done as he's taking this last chest. This is exactly what Eternal needed to do, and this is why we call him one of the most consistent teams in comp right now.
Yeah, really, really good work here. Another survivor's coming in. Nightlight now taking care of the teammate. That's going to be another heal in the distance. There's constantly at least one survivor who's able to take a body block, and they are also really sacrificing the generator efficiency for that, but they are doing a good trade-off because they are always safe. Even though Eternal is pulling crazy moves sometimes, they are never moving into a space where it's getting too dangerous for them. 2 survivors being caught right here, but they have the pallet in reach, not going to take too much risk here. There's going to be the chain applied, however, onto this survivor, just making sure that they are not going anywhere for a few seconds and rotating over towards the survivor over here. Checking onto Zaka on the left side, still mending, but still in the trial. That is not how our killer planned this. There was the chance to have this so early. Now the chain again, and is it this time where Zaka is going to be removed here? He is forcing the grab, and that should now be the kill, but this 3v1 scenario was needed way earlier due to this tunnel out taking so long. We don't have a second stack onto No Way Out yet, so we are not facing the best end game here. We still have the survivors able to heal up without pressure. We have potentially a generator with a lot of
nearby though
right there, so this is going to be difficult, and our killer not finding the reset location of Eternal here, instead moving over towards the other side of the map, which means that we have 3 healthy survivors, potentially actually now back on the fun bus here, but that's another very difficult tile, and these survivors are so good in the chases. If this chase takes as long as with Zaka, this would be horrendous, and therefore our killer rotating back, and I think it's a good choice here to find someone in a worse position.
Yeah, he's definitely trying to look for Nightlight or maybe even the box. Finding the box here would actually be a huge turnaround for Kexo, able to get a lot of pressure onto these survivors once again, as we saw in the early game, but Nightlight in the distance is going to be healed, and we do find the box. However, that's going to allow Kexo to know exactly where everybody is and exactly who he should pressure. We see a survivor on the right, one on the left, and the last one is hidden maybe in a locker or somewhere else trying to get healed up. up, or maybe just hiding away from a potential box find that Kexo does and is able to find. However, the survivors now are going to be harassed by these chains while they're on the generators, and they're going to be slowed down while in the chase. We see that the Claudette is going to hit by one, Nightlight is also hit by one, but Kexo going to switch off onto Sir Pickle, isn't able to find them exactly where they wanted, however, so is now going to return back to this filler and break the pallet, maybe going for Nightlight, maybe going for Sir Pickle, but whoever he goes for now, he needs to commit to. He hears Sir Pickle getting hit behind this rock. Nightlight, in the meantime, is going to find the box, but the sprint burst from Sir Pickle is going to come through, so Kexo is going to choose to teleport all the way to Nightlight, who still has the fun bus to work with. Even though they don't have the pallet, they do have the window, and we've seen this window be used and abused once, twice, 3 times, forever in comp. It's going to be able to be used from these survivors, and Kexo knows that, so he retreats immediately to find Bubba's Over, working on a Jin. However, they're going to be able to use this TL wall, and missing that chain is something that's going to be so huge for the survivors, meaning they're going to be able to have a very, very decent chase, and with that quick and quiet and potential live combo, that's going to mean Bubba isn't going to take a hit anytime soon, and missing that chain once again is going to cost Kexo so much time. He's going to leave once again, but right now, I think the best thing for him to do was to commit to that chase, as the survivors are going to have so much pressure on these generators, and you just need to get their freshes when you can, and right now, spreading the pressure isn't what you really want to do, as they're all going to be able to spread out on this insane distance across the map because of how these gens are spread out. Sir Pickle is going to go for the ball, but he's going to get hit by Kexo on the last pixel, and because of that, now Sir Pickle is the one that Kexo needs to go for, but he's not going to commit to it. Once again, he's going to try and rotate back to this generator, maybe trying to find Nightlight out of position, but Nightlight seems to have rotated back to where we saw Bubba working on a generator previously, and Sir Pickle is going to try and take the aggro, not an adrenaline play, however, so Sir Pickle wasn't trying to go for that, and the reason why we didn't see the third survivor's position wasn't because of Locker, wasn't because they were hiding, was because of Calm Spirit, a very interesting perk to bring, trying to prevent the info that you would get from the boxes, and the sprint burst, once again, that we've seen from Sir Pickle buying time again and again, is going to come out once again, and now we see Nightlight on the hill, Kexo maybe trying to interrupt them, but they shouldn't be able to get it before the box is cleansed, and yes, that's going to be the box cleanse before Kexo can interrupt that, and now going to use the hill to their advantage, gets the balance landing, but Kexo could potentially gotten a hit, but doesn't commit to it, and because of that, is going to waste a little bit more time, but will eventually finally get the hit onto Nightlight. However, Kexo is still going to have to play around an eventual, like I was going to say, last gen pop, and because of that, the survivors, Sir Pickle and Nightlight, are going to be broken, but Bubba is going to have as much time as possible to activate that no way out, and it's only 1 stack, so they're going to have a lot of time potentially to extend these chases and get as many outs as possible. However, this still potentially could turn into Kexo's advantage if he's able to get a quick down onto Nightlight, but missing that chain is not going to be the best start to this.
Yeah, this chain here, unfortunately, not finding the quick down. Now able to do it, however, so we do need to be very quick here. Let's take a look on the bottom right side. No way out is now expiring. That's going to be the hook onto Nightlight, but that wouldn't be enough if I'm not mistaken. We do see them opening it right now. Bubasava on the exit gate there. Nightlight is going to be thrown onto the hook here, but 2 kills wouldn't be enough. Kexo needs to go across Wrecker's Yard, but I don't see this happening in time because Bubasava was on the exit gate instantly after the timer expired. They have the open escape here, and there's going to be an injured survivor that can be protected by their teammates. The 2 fresh outs for Team Eternal. Resonance really picking up the pressure here, showing us a good performance on both sides. Survivor and Killer, really a great fight, but it is going to be a difficult task here. So unfortunately, they need to continue the run in the lower bracket here. 36-28 is going to be the score in favor of Eternal here. 2-0 for them. Congratulations, guys. You will move over to the higher bracket round 2. And Resonance, I feel like we have said it a lot yesterday already, but Resonance is another team that will look very strong in the lower bracket and shouldn't be underestimated, because their fight, especially here in set number 2, was really great to watch.
Yeah, definitely, and we'll see who's going to be up next. I believe it's going to be Counterpec, one of the top teams in the 1v1 against Desolate, another up-and-coming